This is Thinking Healthy Thursday, and we have Miss Julie Yaxley right here. She's actually somebody that's been on Up Social a couple of times. We have a networking group right here in Houston, and we actually have some locations that's opening up in Dallas really soon, thanks to the Work Lodge. Big shout out to those guys. But man, you've been on our live stream plenty of times, and you talk about some of the things that you do and literally how you can help people read better, comprehend better. And it's something that people are labeling as dyslexia, and it's really not that. It's something that you kind of focus on.
Yeah, that's correct. It's to do with a visual processing difficulty called Irlen Syndrome, IRLEN, and it's actually to do with an overactive visual cortex. Just to introduce myself, because I forgot to say hello.
Okay.
I'm Julie Yaxley.
Hey, Miss Julie.
Hey, and I'm the director of the Krist Samaritan Irlen Clinic down in Clear Lake.
Okay, all right. Speak up a little bit.
And you can probably tell that I'm from the UK.
I thought that was an East Texas accent. That's not from here.
No.
Okay,
A bit further. So, Healthy Thursday is wonderful because you want the healthiest brain possible. Everybody's striving for that.
Yes.
And if you don't know that your brain is kind of almost allergic to light, if you like, then you don't know that you're working so hard, you're getting headaches out in the sun, your eyes are hurting when you're looking at the computer screen because of the glare.
Yes.
Reading black on white, basically white is all the colours of the rainbow coming into your brain. And Irlen Syndrome is sensitivity to a particular one for a particular brain. So some brains might not like the green in the rainbow, others blue.
Right.
So what we do is we block the part of the rainbow that's actually causing the difficulty.
Okay, now how did you come up with this, or how did you learn about this whole syndrome?
Well, it was really a personal experience that I am a trained dyslexia assessor and tutor. And while I was training in the UK for my master's, I started having problems myself. So I found, basically, as you're an adult, you can go through all your life not knowing you have this, and then you come to a kind of a brick wall. So my brick wall was when I had to read journal articles. The writing was really small. My eyes started hurting. I was getting headaches. And the text kept going blurry as I read it. Now, it was only because I had done a little bit of research and I'd come across the Irlen.com website, which talked about colour helping. And I went back to them and found that I actually had this difficulty. So I was lucky enough that there was a specialist 20 minutes away from me. And I think I basically would have failed my master's degree if I hadn't got the coloured glasses myself. So, yeah, it's really, really helped my brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, for those parents out there, I just want to give y'all a tip. If y'all out there whooping your kids because they not acting like they reading fast enough and you think they lazy, then it could be one of these types of situations.
It can be because there's about 50% of people that have reading problems actually have Irlen Syndrome and don't know it. And you can be on the gifted and talented register as far as talking and explaining what you know, but when you read, if you have this, your brain becomes hypersensitive, you can't concentrate, your eyes hurt, your eyes might water, and you just avoid it. So it's the kids that avoid it, and you're like, why? Why are they avoiding it? They're intelligent, what's the matter? And sometimes people get diagnosed with ADHD because they can't concentrate on writing or reading. Because, of course, writing, you're given a whole page of white with black lines on. And like I said, black and white is the highest contrast, which is why we have different coloured overlays, which I've shown you before, the clear plastic sheets that go over that and change the colour of the page and help with that, lower the contrast so that you can process what's on the page.
Okay. So but if you don't have something like that, do you guys have exercises that can literally help you adapt to the white paper with the white with the black lettering, or how does that work?
It's not really an adaptation. It is blocking the light by colour. So we either use specialist glasses we find the tint by literally putting colours in front of people's eyes so they can see the difference and experience. Often they experience a real calmness when they get the correct colour because their brain's calm again. But it is like an intervention. We just stop that part of the light spectrum going into their brains. If you take it off, it's gonna come back because that's the way the light is bothering your visual cortex. That's the difficulty.
So it's something that you really need to have installed in your glasses type of situation.
Yes, it blocks the part of the light spectrum that's bothering your brain, and that's what I do at the Krist Samaritan Centre in Clear Lake. And I'm trying to get out to, obviously, to up social, to spread awareness, and
Okay.
I've learned a lot from, people there about, how I should be looking at websites and doing more live things. So this is my first radio show, guys, so be kind.
Okay,
I'm
absolutely.
stepping
Give it up,
out.
give it up. It's all good. It's all good. Well, that's exactly what we try to do, is to get people into different marketing mediums that you generally wouldn't have a chance to be a part of or wouldn't even think about going to, just to get your word out, your message, and see what comes back and help you grow your business. So speaking of growing your business, how can we help you grow your business? What are you looking for?
I think what I'm looking for at the moment is, my business, I always say, is awareness. I'm looking to get the message out there. And for then people to contact me, I always give them a free telephone consultation, because it's probably the first time that you've heard of this and you're thinking, maybe that's the problem. They've diagnosed negative for dyslexia, or they've diagnosed positive and the remediation isn't working. So, that would be a good thing. And the other thing is, I am trying to reach those people that have contacted me that might be on Medicare or low income, that haven't been able to do the screening. We start with a screening and looking at coloured overlays, and then we move to the coloured glasses. So some people have also contacted me and they can't afford the coloured glasses. So I'm doing a 50-50 campaign.
Okay.
Where I'm trying to raise $1,000, and like my mum said, I put my money where my mouth is. I've already given a tenth what I'm hoping to get towards the fund. If you go on my Facebook page, you can donate to the Krist Samaritan Centre via my Facebook page, so people know that it's for these visual processing issues. And I've got people lined up that are ready for the assessment. So that's what I'm trying to do, a 50-50, where the fund will pay for 50% of the screening or the diagnostic, and so that it's not such a burden to people, and that they can get the help that they need.
So what makes people hesitant to go ahead and do that? Because if you're looking at paying for the screening, it's all about the value, right? To me, that's a priceless situation to really figure out and pinpoint exactly where you are if you or your child struggles with that situation, right? So how much is a screening? What is
a screening? I spend 2 hours. A lot of people do it a lot quicker, but I believe in giving people time to explore other issues, that are affecting them, because it can affect math as well. So it's $200 for the screening, and for that you find the colour of overlay that you need, and the overlays that help you if you have this condition are only $5 each. So you go away with some over your computer, because the computer can be really difficult. A lot of schools are now changing to that, and that can annoy people's brains, and also put some over the text. And pretty much in the session. It's very rare that I say, oh, try this, and we haven't already seen in the session a big wow moment.
right?
Yeah, I have parents crying, or they tear up when their child has just read something with the overlay, and I say, hey, tell me what's going on. They said they've never been able to read that fluently before. They've always had to sound it out, and now they've just read it because they've got a calm brain. The words have stopped moving, they're not blurry, and they can concentrate on it. So, I get a lot of really great moments, in the office. And if you go to, can I get my Facebook page out?
Absolutely.
Because I have videos there, actually, of the children or the parents telling us what the difference has been in the session. So I believe that it's the clients that tell their story. And that's what makes people think, hey, I haven't thought about this. Maybe this is the problem. So the Facebook page where I've got my 50/50 campaign is www.facebook.com/Yaxley Irlen, which is YAXLEYIRLEN. And if you want to get in contact with me, you could also leave a message on 832-720-3071. Please come and have your wow moment.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sometimes it's, when you look at it from a reading standpoint, that's really the basis of a lot of our learning. Our thinking process comes from us asking our own questions to ourselves, but if you're not able to read properly, you can't even ask the right question to yourself to get to the whole thinking process. That's a big shout out to Ted. Ted is always talking about the learning curve. And so he has his book, The Learning Curve, and he said it's all about questions. But if you can't really take in all the right information, then that really hinders the thinking process. So, to get down to it from a foundational standpoint, reading, we have to read and write, mostly everything, especially even on the computer. And he said that a lot of times that's a bad situation to be in, especially for a child that's really trying to learn or really trying to make those connections in their brain, and then they're having a problem. And you made the statement that their brain could be annoyed by that.
Yes, and I'd just like to stress something, that what's very sad is I get 6-year-olds in my office who already, they're saying, why are they on the green books when I'm on the yellow books? They do feel like they're stupid. And they're only 6, and it really creates anxiety for that child. The situation often in school is we turn all the lights on, which makes the white page even brighter, which makes them fail even more. A lot of these children, when they go home, and I say to them, where do they like to read? They'll say, like, under the bunk bed, or in their room with no lights on, but just the light in the corridor and the door open. They like to read in dim light.
Right.
So if you know anybody like that, or that complains of headaches, or feeling sick, or even dizzy, because the words might be moving, it's a physical thing. And so Healthy Thursday is really great to be able to say, if the environment is toxic to your brain, the light environment, please come down to the Krist Samaritan Irlen Clinic in Clear Lake. Or give me a ring and I will call you back and we will talk.
All right, give your number once again.
It's 832-720-3071.
Hey, everybody give it up for Julie. Hey, Julie, I know this is the first time you were on the radio, but you did an excellent job.
Oh, thank you.
Love the information that you're giving. Love to give the people that are listening an opportunity to, it's always about trying to get better, that step up, right? How do we get to the next level? And reading is definitely a fundamental thing. The more you can read and retain, the smarter you can literally be. And that's exactly how that whole situation works. So what you're doing is very important. Love the fact that you're giving donations or giving people an opportunity to give donations to help others to find out if they have the syndrome that you're talking about.
Yes.
So absolutely, absolutely. So, it's Thinking Healthy Thursdays. Having a healthy brain is definitely one thing, but health and your life is something totally different. We have somebody that's going to come up next that's going to talk about some of that. So you're listening to KCOH TV, The Boost. This is Step Up Radio. I'm Nolan Davis, and we'll be right back.